Welcome to episode 214 of the Muck Podcast. Listen in as we discuss the dark and sometimes weird true stories in American politics. I'm Tina Hadamia.
And I'm Hillary Doherty.
Birthday take two!
All right, if we have to.
Birthday take two!
Oh, poor Tina.
I'm so excited.
Oh, thank you. I'm very excited.
I think we're going to have fun today.
I mean, we're going to have so much fun. And look who's here.
Oh my god.
What should we call her?
Is this not the cutest
Give me a kiss.
unicorn?
Oh my god.
The cutest unicorn ever.
Look at her eyes.
And the rainbow.
She's like, bitch.
I saw that and I was like,
Let's call her RuPaul.
okay.
Come on, Ru. We're going to have birthday celebration.
Yay! Do you want to do presents?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I'm so excited. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to get, oh god.
Let me say this. I had probably one of the best birthdays I've ever had. First of all, because people let me tell you something about Facebook. Facebook is the devil, right? But birthdays, they did right. Like when people start sending you messages on there, it's fucking crazy how good you feel about life. When people are like, happy birthday, you're so great, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. Or the text messages I got, or it was an outpouring of love. And I felt very special. I got lots of phone calls and texts, and girl, it was a good day. It was a very, very, very good day.
Oh, that's
I was very
so
happy.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you were with your sweet peas.
I was with my babies, went to dinner with my ex-husband. That was very nice.
Aww.
I got a gift card to Publix, which... Listen,
that's
nowadays, honey, I was like, Publix, I'll take it.
I mean, because outside the groceries, you got your pub subs. Like,
pub subs. Yeah, every Sunday I get my kids pub subs for lunch.
Yeah, pub subs.
Every Sunday.
Yeah. Pub subs are good. I know some people, there's
my son, literally, it's bread, turkey, and cheese. That's it.
Oh, my son, who is your son's age, my youngest, just does bread, the chicken tender.
Oh, okay.
And nothing else.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my daughter into the chicken tender. She's like, it seems expensive. I'm like, but I think she'd really like it. Yeah, I think she'd like it.
But like nothing else, like not mayo.
Yeah.
Nothing.
What is this?
It's
what
weird.
is it?
What I don't know what I raised.
Every time I go, okay, that's it. Nothing else. The lady looks at me. I'm like, what do you want? What do you want from me?
Okay.
Oh, yes, presents.
Yes.
Woo!
All right, I'm going to do this one. You're going to do this one first. The second one, I hope you don't have it, but this is the first one.
Okay, let's see. It's giant.
It's giant.
It's squishy. Tina, did you make me something?
I did.
Tina! Oh my God, Tina! Oh my God, I fucking love it.
I hope you like it. I was like,
oh my God, it's beautiful. She made me a blanket. It's beautiful.
This is for when you're hanging out. You're listening to music. You want to lay back.
Look, it matches my shirt. This is the most punk rock motherfucking blanket ever. How long did this take you?
It's like 6 weeks.
Tina! It's so nice.
So cute. I was so excited.
I'm going to keep it forever. Forever. You know, my mother had like this blanket her grandmother made her when she went to Yukon. And it has Yukon, and my mom still has it.
Aww.
Tina! Get over here, bitch. Mwah.
Okay,
this is so fucking nice.
This is fun. The next one is fun. And I hope to God you don't have one
why
of the
would
things.
Why would you spend money after you just made this beautiful...
No, because I just wanted to... I had to...
Oh my God, I think I see a record and I'm going to fucking die.
You know, like relaxing.
What should I open first?
This is a look at the record.
Also,
I hope you don't have
this cute bag. Alright, the record?
Yeah, I hope you don't have this.
I'm going to fucking die. It's the Boy Genius, the EP with 4 songs on it. Oh my God, it's the rest of the album.
Yes.
Tina. Girl. You give the best presents ever.
And the next thing is so cute. I was so excited about this. This next thing is stupid. But like, it's like, yeah, it's like a theme of, hey, we're going to relax. We're going to
float. Yeah. I can see it.
And it changes color when you put water.
Get out of
here!
So it's got little clouds on it.
Yeah, and it's nice glass.
Oh, yes, I
Isn't
need
it so
this.
cute?
Can I put hot stuff in here, you think?
I
Oh,
don't know.
add cold water. Okay.
I don't know if you could do hot.
No, that's fine. Oh, yes, honey. Oh, Tina, you done good,
Yay.
kid. You
And
done
then
good.
there's one stupid thing
Oh, my
that goes along
gosh.
with this.
Okay.
With just that's, you know. Oh, I hope I put it in there.
This girl knows me, okay? We're at Twizzler's house.
Yeah.
Don't bring red vines to my house.
Oh my god.
You're
I
not
saw
welcome.
it was Twizzlers and
No.
red vines and I was like, well, I know I'm not touching those red vines because
red
Hillary will
vines
kill me.
are fucking disgusting. They're disgusting. Although
Oh
I
my
did
God.
see a meme the other day and it said Twizzlers are for people who like to eat melted crayons, and I was like, fuck you, fuck you. I think they're so good.
No, Twizzlers are good.
Remember all the Twizzlers we ate on the way to Tallahassee last year? Tina, thank you so much.
Oh,
and thank you
yay.
to everybody who reached out to me on my birthday. Also, I don't know how I didn't say this last week, and I felt very bad about it, but it's also my sister's birthday, and I
No,
did
I
not
thought
say
you
happy
did.
birthday. I talked about it on Patreon.
Oh.
Get Patreon, sign up. You can hear me cry last week on Patreon. But happy birthday to my beautiful sister, who I'm so lucky to share a birthday with. I love her so much. My mother is about to go on a trip with her sister, and they're in their mid-70s, and
Oh,
they've
that's
never like taken a trip except to when their other sister passed away. They had to help clean her house. I'm like,
that's not a trip.
Yeah, so I said to my sister, can we please take trips together now
Yeah.
while our kids are a little bit older and
Yeah.
like not in our 70s? That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So I told her to come down here.
Yes.
She could stay here when my kids aren't here.
And
Or
I
even when
didn't.
they're
I
here,
know,
but
last time she came, I didn't get to meet.
yeah,
her.
you got COVID. Yeah,
God damn it.
I know. She's amazing. But we could go to the beach. There's so many
There's
great restaurants
so many
here.
Fun things to do.
Girl, yeah. I think, let me tell you something. I think birthdays could be sad, but for me, this birthday, it made me appreciate everybody in my life. I can't.
But that's a beautiful feeling.
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
felt really
happy.
special. It was.
I was so like
it's
all your
overwhelming.
pictures, but no,
Yeah.
you deserve it.
I don't
And
know
you
about
are
that.
a girl.
I don't know about that.
You are so loved, and you need to know.
Yeah. I do. I felt very loved. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tina. I know you felt bad.
Oh God.
No. Please,
I haven't.
Please don't feel bad. Please don't feel bad. So, all right, let's get into it because we had so many things happening this week.
Oh my God.
Florida session is over. Praise the Lord.
Oh my God.
Because we got out a little bit unscathed. There was no abortion
Thank God.
bill. If you could
The
imagine
IVF,
that.
The IVF.
5 years of chipping away at abortion.
Right.
They took the IVF off the table. So we got out of there unscathed as far as abortion goes. Thank Christ, right?
Oh my God.
But do you want to talk about Florida first, or do you want to get into like State of the Union, Super Tuesday? What do you think?
Let's big then small and
Okay.
end up in Florida last.
Yeah, let's do State of the Union.
Oh my God.
Bruh, let me tell you something. I told Tina and Justin the next day, I just donated $50 to Joe Biden, which I know may not seem like a lot of money, but it's a lot of money out of my budget, and I've never donated to Joe Biden. But I knew that speech was going to be
good.
make or break before this election, and he fucking killed it. He fucking killed it.
Dark Brandon came out in full force.
Let me tell you, I love that fucking Dark Brandon. He's
I
tweeting
have-
crazy shit.
Yes.
He told Donald Trump Jr. shut your fuck face mouth.
Yeah.
Like on Twitter, Dark Brandon said shut your fuck face
Oh my
to
God.
Donald Trump Jr. Fantastic.
So good.
Fantastic. He said, I beat your father twice. I beat him before. I'm going to beat him again. I can't. I fucking love every second of it.
And Donald Trump, my favorite thing was he was supposed to be doing like a play-by-play
Oh
through the
my
whole
God.
State of the Union, but then Truth Social like shut down.
Girl.
Which you all know that the conspiracy theorists are like, someone did that on purpose. They're silencing Trump. Like someone somewhere.
But what was
has
he
to
doing
say
instead
that.
of doing that? He was holding the phone up to the TV with an app on it that changed the faces of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to make them have funny faces.
Yeah.
He's a child.
Yes.
He's a child.
Whew. Some of the things that I loved that and I shared it with you guys, but he just the one thing that he does that I love is that when the Republicans either start booing him during these speeches, he'll call them out on stuff. And so
oh
he's
my God, that was the best part.
The border bill.
Yeah.
And he said that, quote, it had some of the, quote, toughest set of border security reforms we've ever seen. And then they're jeering and they're booing him. And he goes, oh, you don't like that bill?
Oh.
Huh? The conservatives got together and said it was a good bill. I'll be darned. You're saying no? Look at the facts. I know you know how to read. So he's like, look, this was on your desk. He calls Trump out for stopping that bill. Yeah. He kept calling Trump his predecessor.
Yeah, that's the thing, because you know what?
It was so good.
Apparently, now
it was so good.
Yeah, and
not even naming his name.
And but I guess you're not supposed to. You're not allowed to. Like, this speech has to go through a bunch of White House lawyers before it'll go. He can actually give the speech, and so that's why he kept calling him his predecessor. And fantastic. So it was exactly what we needed. The tone.
I mean, January 6th.
Oh, okay. When you watch that speech and he starts talking about January 6th, over his left shoulder is baby boy Mike Johnson. Yeah. Baby boy Mike Johnson's face was like, rolling his eyes. Yeah. When Joe Biden was like, they stormed the Capitol, they tried to overturn this your voices, your votes, and this motherfucker is rolling his eyes. It was the craziest shit I've ever fucking seen. He's a traitor. And in my America, the cops would have walked in and just arrested him just on a face. Right. You would have been thrown in jail for being a traitor.
This guy, he only stood up to clap, I want to say once, when they had the freedom fighter. He acknowledged one of the women. And I think that was it. Because I guess what are you supposed to do? Like, not stand up? You know what I mean? Everything is so calculated of when they stand up and when they sit down.
Everything's calculated. It's my favorite. It's my
Yeah.
favorite thing. But there's a couple things that he did kind of flub on. He called, undocumented folks illegals. Yeah. We got to remember, this isn't a pass, but Biden is from a bygone era, okay? Yeah. Where, him going, oh, you don't like that bill? He loves it. He loves being a congressman. He loves being a senator. Yeah. He loves that back and forth. He loves lawmaking and legislating. Like, that's his fucking thing. He loves to do that kind of debating thing. So he was in his element in that. But he gets wrapped up where you can't say illegals. Right. Like, that's
and
not
I think
what we're
too,
saying.
like,
we don't say that.
he goes a little fast and he has that stutter. Yeah. And so there were a couple moments of that. And then I believe he got the name of the person who died.
Where he held up that button. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And that whole Marjorie Taylor Greene of her screaming about that woman. And I'm sorry that woman died. But where are all the buttons for Marjorie Taylor Greene, for Uvalde and Stillman Douglas and all of the other mass shootings that we've had? Her button is the little AR-15 button. So you're you know what I mean? Like, what about all the Americans that are killing one another with these mass shootings? Like, you get up on your high horse, and I get it, it's terrible, the person was illegal, but I feel like
she's insane.
Like, even if you had the strictest border policy, like, people are going to get in, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I don't know what happened to, like, laws. We have laws for these sorts of things, like gun control and things like that. And it blankets all of that, right? Like, so all of these, most of the things that they complain about, if they would go along with some sort of gun control law, right? We could fix a lot of those problems, but they don't support that. It's bizarre to me. She looked like a crazy person. I made that reel on our Instagram. It's got over 12,000 views the last time I checked.
So good. It was so good.
I put clown music to it. His reaction to her, first of all, his face looks just like how my papa would have been like that fucking thing where he literally pulls his body back, Biden does, when he sees her, and he made a joke of her. Yeah. That's how you make fun of somebody. Yeah. And even when the camera panned her, she was like she looked like, all right, he fucking got me. Yeah. Like, but she handed him that button. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it's all an act.
I can't stand
Mike Johnson is so
to be Veep.
Yeah, they're so inauthentic. There's nothing real about them. Yeah. And then wait, before we get to that lady. The other thing that I didn't agree with was when he was talking about Israel. Like, I don't know what's been happening, and I've done my best not to mention it here, but you can't talk about sending aid to Gaza and Palestine and then continue to give bombs to Israel and give them money. Like, he's declaring we're the greatest ally of Israel. And what do we do when a friend is doing horrible things, sir? Those 2 points, the saying illegals and then the stuff about Israel, I'm sorry, but... And then sending Kamala out, which is what they do.
Yes.
To say, we demand a ceasefire.
Yes, I was going to say, she's been...
if you want a ceasefire, Mr. President Biden, then you need to say it. Yeah. Not behind closed doors to this fucking war criminal Netanyahu. You actually have to say it. Because they've now pushed the Palestinians to a corner, and now they're bombing that corner. So I don't know what we're doing. They're starving. They've just opened up, the United States just opened up another, like by boat, they're going to be bringing food to starving Palestinians. Yeah. They're starving to death. Their mission is to wipe out Palestine. Clearly, it's been 4 months of nonstop. I read an incredible, horrible story about a woman there who for 10 years was trying to get pregnant, used IVF, finally got pregnant, had twins. They were 5 months old. And in Rafah, where they were all kind of cornered, in one bombing in the middle of the night, she lost her husband, her 2 babies, half of her family.
Oh, God.
5-month-olds, twins. What did they do to Israel? What? Enough. It's enough already. All right. Anyway. After, there's always a rebuttal from the opposite, from the opposing party or whatever, the opposite.
Yeah. This rebuttal, boy.
Girl, first of all, I thought she was a House rep. She's a fucking U.S. senator.
She's a senator, yeah.
This woman, Katie Britt, is a U.S. senator from Alabama. What's happening there? What is this? Yeah. What is the attraction to young white mothers? The white women thing is dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous, Alabama.
Oh my God. And she's with that cuckoo Tommy Tuberville, I mean, that guy's woo-hoo. But
he said he picked her because she's a housewife.
Well, yeah.
That's why they chose her, because she's a housewife.
They picked her because she was a housewife. And the other thing was, and I posted, I can't remember the phrasing from the thing, it basically that she did what they told her to do.
Yeah.
That's why they picked her, because she did what they told her to do, and because she's a housewife. And to maybe use the language of Trump to get Trump people to understand, but I like my female representatives to, have their own brain and not do what men tell them to do. How about that?
Yeah, the bygone era of like women in the kitchen, this Mrs. Cleaver sort of imagery that they're trying to sell is scary as fuck. It's really scary. It's that dead-eyed, nothing's happening behind their eyes, and they have been programmed, beep, 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 like in their back, to be scared of everything. And what are we gonna do? And it's Biden, and like this, and it immediately goes from that to like, and also, and I'm like, bitch, what?
And she's like, I want to talk to the moms out there. I know that you're, doing this, that, and the other, and at 3 in the morning, you're thinking about how am I going to do it all and get dinner on the table. Fuck you.
No, that's not what happened. That's not what I'm thinking about 3 in the morning.
Yeah, no.
I'm thinking about how am I going to pay my bills?
How am I going to put food on the table? How am I going to make dinner?
How am I going to get my kid through school without getting shot? How am I, if God forbid something happens to me, can I get an abortion?
Yeah, I mean...
I'm thinking about my taxes being too high. I'm thinking about my bills being too high.
A world under a dictatorship.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that Donald Trump might take over again. What's that look like with the Supreme Court the way it is? Bitch, I'm not thinking about who's getting dinner on the table.
Yeah. Where are you from? And then she...
But also, the whole entire country is in 2024.
Yeah.
There's probably 5% of that country that wants to be back in 1955.
Yeah.
There's your message is dated and stale, and it looks fucking. That's why it came off creepy.
It was crazy.
It came off crazy and creepy because you all live or want to take us back when America was great
and
to 1950s.
It wasn't great.
And nobody else lives there anymore. We had the internet. There's porn at our fingertips 24 hours a day. Filthy shit. Yeah. Like, we're not in 1955 anymore.
Women can, get loans. Women can work. Women cannot be fired if they're
get
pregnant.
credit cards.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
And she's got that that fundamentalist voice.
Yes.
They call it the baby fundy voice. Like if you watch the Duggars, that's a woman.
Oh,
and
it's
you know
crazy.
who else talks like that? Baby boy Mike Johnson's wife. I just was working and I saw an interview with her. She's a stay-at-home mom because I was working and I was just so overwhelmed and I really needed to be home with my children because they really needed me. So I decided that I was going to stay home and I pray that my husband was the speaker of the... That's literally how she fucking sounds, because that is the submissive baby woman they're looking for. That's what they want from all of us.
It is...
You'll kill me. You'll see me dead before that fucking happens.
My favorite part of her speech was that she said something like, you know, and we are breathless.
Girl. And here's you want to know the craziest part?
Scripted.
So she's getting dragged on Twitter and everywhere in the world for 24 hours. The next thing you know, you see a video clip up right before they filmed it. And she's like, hey guys, I'm about to do the rebuttal to the State of the Union. Tune in a few minutes. And she's a normal talking person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who's that?
Yeah.
Like, who is that? Is this
Yeah.
a trick? Because what she just did is acting. Which is what politics is. Politics is a show. It's more show business than show business. It's all smoke and mirrors.
This girl, well, the thing that was crazy is on her Twitter account, she had pinned a video that was promoting her rebuttal, and it was like the American flag, Ronald Reagan, a clip of her, you know, and it was like,
oh yeah, she's the next Ronald Reagan.
She's
a great actress, like just like Ronald Reagan.
For a Lifetime movie maybe, but she is crazy. And then when she was like, they're coming for our children. And Joe Biden, you better stop what you're doing. Like, oh my God.
Let me tell you something. I saw a picture of her kids. No one's coming for those ugly kids. No one wants your ugly children.
And listen, your husband was a football player.
Yeah,
like I'm sure you suffered.
Two dopes making more dopes, more dopey people.
That poor DNA.
Also, there's this, you know, you really got to look at it because she's got those super rosy cheeks.
Yeah.
And she's got that green dress, but it's cut down just low enough.
Right.
To make it in, like...
modest.
Right?
It's still modest.
And the cross. It all offends me.
Yeah.
You're offensive. And you're weird. You're
dangerous.
And nobody can relate to you. Not one person I know on the planet can relate to what the fuck you're doing. Not anybody I know.
No. I mean, I'm sure there's people in your circle that are telling you you're amazing.
I fucking live on planet Earth.
You're not amazing.
No, you're insane.
And do they have, for her kids, does she have daughters?
She's a daughter and a son. And let me tell you something
else.
What are you
doing to your daughter?
Did you also know this?
Or to your son?
Remember the bipartisan group of people that were working on the border bill?
Yeah.
She was one of the senators who was involved. It was like 6 or 7 people. She was one of them. And then she voted against it because Trump told her to. Then she gets on there and starts talking about against this bill during the State of the Union that the immigrants are coming for them, blah, 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 blah. She literally created a bill to stop that from happening and then voted against it.
Yeah.
Do you think people don't know reality? Like, we know who you are. Your votes are public. Everything you say is public. The things you work on are public. What are you talking about?
I mean,
insanity.
And have your own mind. Why can't you stand up and
she's lost. We can't do that. These kind of women,
Yeah.
we can't save you.
No.
We can't save you.
Wino.
They're all winos.
You're
like,
a wino.
Bitch, I don't have time for you. By the way, go back to your fucking beige kitchen and your beige life and go fuck yourself.
Can you imagine?
Because
like,
you know that's what's happening.
We're going to put her in the kitchen.
You know, I gotta
Who
tell
thought
you,
of that?
there's no way that she's getting dick, by the way.
I mean, who knows?
No.
She's got 2 kids.
No, that was the end of it. The youngest one looks like 13. She's not getting any more dick. That husband's not coming home. Okay? Not with that face. No.
Oh, God.
That's not shade. That's just fact.
Yeah.
That's fact. She's not getting fucked.
I just think that this...
She's not fun.
No.
She's not fun.
Oh, my God. Who would want to hang out with
No,
her?
she's not fun.
And what fun can it even be had if all of you live like this? Like, what life are you living? What are you teaching your daughter? What are you teaching your son about how to treat women? That you have a mom who's a doormat who does whatever the men around her tells her to do.
Yeah. I gotta tell you.
I mean, you need to break free. You gotta escape the cult. You're young enough to get out.
The biggest takeaway.
You're young enough to teach your daughter something different.
Yeah.
To teach your son something different.
The biggest takeaway from, she won't have power if she goes back and does that, Tina. She won't be in power, which is the only reason You know, this is only reinforcing the fact that she has power and is a senator because she behaves as a subservient woman.
Yeah.
Submissive. The final thing on the State of the Union is Biden fucking killed it, and we needed that. Desperately.
Yeah.
We desperately needed him to come off as strong, as a leader. Listen, we needed it. He was joking on the floor. That's the kind of person he is. We needed him to kill it for this election. At 9 o'clock, right after his speech started, they broke fundraising records. 10 o'clock, broke that record. 11 o'clock that night, broke that record. The next day, broke fundraising records. That's what we needed, because all his fundraising money is going towards his election and ads and campaign stuff. The RNC, who just yesterday elected Laura Trump as co-chair, all of the money that people are donating to the RNC is going to pay Trump's legal bills. That's a fact. They are using that money to pay Trump's legal bills.
Are they?
Which he has plenty. So none of that money is going to actually re-elect Donald Trump. Did you know that?
I did not
So
know
we've
that.
got hundreds of millions of dollars on our side. Oh, girl. They give it to a PAC who then pays the bills or something like that. Like, it's all through these PACs that they're paying all his bills, which he contends is like, it's an attack on him, so it really is political. So you all should help me. Girl.
You gotta be kidding me.
So SCOTUS came back with their Colorado decision about the ballot. They say Trump could be on it. It was a unanimous decision. We expected it.
Yeah.
Really, you can't say, listen, did he commit these crimes on January 6th? We all know he did. We all know he did. We saw it with our eyes, our own two eyes. We saw the January 6th hearings. It's fucking incredible, the evidence against this man. But, you know, we can't take him off the ballot. States can't. It would cause havoc if states could just remove a candidate. Right. So let him stay on. We got to beat him the old-fashioned way, folks. That's how we're going to have to do it. A little bit of shoe leather on the streets and getting people out into the voting booth.
People just
understanding.
Just make sure you're registered to vote.
Yeah.
Especially in states where they're trying to kick people off the rolls, like in Florida.
Yeah.
Like, you have to make sure that everything is ready to go, and you just got to tell everybody around you to vote. Yeah. That's it. There's no other option. The other thing, after Super Tuesday, we expected it, but Nikki Haley also left the race. Yeah. Oh. So now he's the presumptive nominee. Can you imagine this? I'm shocked. There's a fantastic fucking clip from Seth Meyers, Seth Meyers. Yes. It's 90 minutes. No, not 9 minutes. 90 seconds of just every. Like, I feel like I gotta tell you, I watched it. I'm like, this is the Muck podcast. Yeah. Every week. We just go boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. He just listed, and it was like, and I mean, it's incredible. It's also it's hard to believe that we're even here. It's so hard to believe that Donald Trump is back at the table. But I think I think that the issue is that I feel like the media is making the same mistake that they did the first time, where they're giving him so much free airtime. Yeah. You know what I mean? They need to just be pounding insurrection. They need to be pounding, like, here's what Biden has done, here's what Biden has done. They need to be talking about Trump in terms of being a criminal, and that's it. And they need to refer to him as, you know, criminally charged former president, guilty. Like, they have to change the language in which they talk about this guy. Yeah. Because they don't do enough of that. And I know some people who are not politically engaged, and they're like, every time I watch, MSNBC or CNN, it's just Trump, 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 and I don't know anything about anyone else. And we can't have that. Yeah. I agree. And also, so there was a crazy poll that came out that said 54% of Americans don't think Trump had anything to do with Roe v. Wade being overturned, even though he's out in speeches saying he's proud of it. Yeah. So like that's stuff that needs to be advertised. Yeah. And but here's a good thing, like the polls that were taken going into the State of the Union and coming out of the State of the Union, 44% believe that Biden was doing a good job and believed in his policies going in. Like 69-70% coming out after that speech were like, he's fantastic, we believe in him, blah, blah, blah. That's what we need. We need more people saying they believe in Joe Biden than... But stop giving airtime to this idiot. No, I gotta... we can't make the same mistake. It's going to be a close race, okay? It's going to be a close race. So we all have to, like... If I got to give Biden, I said to you and Justin, I'll probably be giving him, like... I know $10 doesn't seem like a lot, but like in my budget, $10 extra to give to somebody is a lot of money. And so I might sign up for that like recurring $25 or $10 a month until we get to the election.
because I've got to be able to do something.
Yeah.
Because this is it. This is it. And it would be, I hate to say this. I'm curious to see what would happen if he was elected, if Trump was elected. But I know how bad that's going to be.
No,
especially when you look at those justices.
We're going to be in Gilead, man.
Yeah, especially when you see those justices sitting at the State of the Union. A couple of them look very old. And I think they're waiting for Trump to win. So they can say, I'm going to be leaving the court. And he can appoint more fucking lunatics.
More young lunatics. I mean, that Amy Coney Barrett has no experience. I mean, we talked about it way back when she was confirmed. She has no experience as a judge. And now you're sitting as SCOTUS. It's wild. And she's one of those other cuckoo magoos with that face.
Oof. Yeah, she's got that voice too. Have you heard her talk?
Oh my
she's
God.
got the same voice.
The Serena Joy of the world. The Serena Joys of the world. And the fact that she was in a green dress and like that's what Serena Joy always wore, like it's a perfect
I don't know. Is that from that show?
It's from The Handmaid's
Tale.
Tale.
I didn't watch that show, but I believe it.
It is
it's all a signal. The green dress was very curious to me.
The first season of that is so very uncomfortable to watch because of it's just assault and it is and the thing that they do in that first season is they show you how it happened. And it's like little tiny things, little things here, little things there, and then the next thing you know, like these women are handmaids.
One good thing before we move to Florida, France made it a constitutional right. Abortion is a constitutional right. It's the first country to ever do that.
There?
Yeah, I'm ready. And one of the spokesperson or one of the members of their parliament, I don't know, their assembly. This woman gave an incredible speech. I'd play it, but I can't translate it. But basically, one of the lines was, this is for everyone around the world. Our friends in Uruguay, our friends in the United States, our friends in Peru, our friends in Denmark, I think she said, who are all fighting for these rights. This is your win too. We stand with you, and this is also your win.
Can you imagine
that
our
goosebumps.
Country has to be in that fucking list?
Yeah.
The United States of America?
Specifically said United States.
The land of the free.
It's also good to see that it's possible, right? It's not unheard of. And she said our daughters, our granddaughters, our great-granddaughters will never have to live in the horrific times that we've had to live through.
And the fear.
Yeah. So good for France. God bless. All right, Florida, quickly. So DeSantis did veto that social media bill, but then they reworked it, right?
Yeah.
So they changed the language to be 14 and under are banned from social media. But parents, to give the parental consent freaks a thing, parents can give consent to their children between 14 and 15 years old. But here's the thing.
Don't we already have that?
It's still unconstitutional. And I wanted to read very quickly Anna Eskamani's post about this because she's like, this is still not a thing. This is still not okay. Wanted to make sure folks saw the final vote on HB3, which is this new one. This is the new social media ban for minors. Okay, here's what she says. HB3 attempts, because it's going to be challenged, it's unconstitutional, attempts to bar minors under 14 from social media sites and require parental consent for users 14 or 15 years of age, creating confusing age verification requirements that infringe on Floridians' right to privacy. The sweeping exclusion of minors from social media sites and prohibiting their...
Decimation. Just start over.
No, it's fine. Keep it in. And receipt of information runs afoul of the First Amendment. This bill was irrevotably flawed when its language was included in HB1 and was vetoed by the governor. The minor changes set forth in HB3 do not cure these constitutional failures. HB3 includes minor differences from its predecessor, while it includes a parental consent option that allows parents to decide whether or not their minor children may maintain social media accounts for ages 14 and 15. The vague and confusing language of HB3 social media sites still infringe upon minors' First Amendment right. Additionally, the age verification requirements place barriers between users, whether they are adults or minors, and their constitutional right to speak online. This is something else I thought. It will deprive Florida's youth of vital resources, educational engagement, support networks, and opportunities for personal and academic growth. That part too.
It's true. Like, okay, there are things that they are on there doing stupid stuff,
social media, fine, but also,
but that's where a lot of kids get their information.
confused
And
about
they
life,
want to-
don't know what to do, abused.
Yeah.
They don't know where to look. Get a hotline, a group chat, something like in a conversation with kids who are in the same position, makes them feel more connected.
Yeah.
You know, also
So
school,
that there's a way
sites.
out. I mean, just even support for like applying to college.
Yeah.
And, you know, like there's so many different things that they're doing on there besides like dancing. You know what I mean?
It will be challenged and it'll be thrown out. And I can't tell you, there was a handful of Democrats who voted against it.
Oh, yeah.
There was a few. Only a few. So, I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't understand it. You're trying to hold social media companies accountable when the fact of the matter is they're just going to go, fuck Florida, and then not let anybody on. Like, that's what I think is going to happen.
And I think that what are they worried about? Like obscene content? Like, I think that there's ways that
I guess
you
the
can block
addictive,
that.
they kept saying the addictive.
I mean, it is addictive. It is.
But also,
But
leave
that,
that
I
up
think
to the
is
parents.
Up to the parents to
What-
monitor.
yeah, that's not. You're now stepping into someone's home and taking a phone out of their kid's hand.
Yeah.
That's what's next? What's next? And in this climate, that's what you have to ask. What is coming next? And you all allowed this foundation. What do you think the Republicans who have the majority are going to build on next session?
Right.
Because that's what they do. Okay. Do you have anything about Florida?
The only other thing was, in classic DeSantis fashion, the Senate did not confirm the Moms for Liberty person for the state ethics committee. But then DeSantis was like, I'm going to appoint her anyway.
Yeah. And did you see them on 60 Minutes? You know, this Moms for Liberty is straight out of Florida.
Yeah.
Did you see them on 60 Minutes last Sunday?
Oh, I saw
They were
clips of it.
bamboozled.
Oh my
they
God.
couldn't answer
They're like,
questions.
Let me look at my
Girl,
notes.
that one,
There was no notes, honey.
The one that was wearing glasses, every time they asked a question and they're like, she goes, we want to make sure their children are going to be educated, not indoctrinated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this ain't Twitter.
It's the same
Scott
line.
Pelley is sitting across from you, ma'am.
Yeah.
He's not going to take that. She kept going, you're evading questions. You're not giving me answers.
All these women are the same. It is Stepford. What I need someone who is a novelist to do a new Stepford Wives version. But you know, of these crazy MAGA.
Let me tell you something.
nutjobs.
In Tennessee, I believe it was Tennessee. They also featured that on the same 60 Minutes story. They were trying to do this. They were trying to ban books. So what did that community do in this one? I believe it was this one county. They got together a bunch of volunteers, like 50 or 60 volunteers, and they went through the list of books that these people wanted to remove. And they went through in groups, like groups of 10, all read the book. And then they would sit down and talk about, okay, what did you think about this? They read the entire book. And of the 92 books they wanted to ban, I think 4 were actually removed because they had graphic, it was like a graphic novel that had pictures of whatever, sex in it. And those were removed from those lower grades. But out of the 92 books challenge, this community got together and said, you're not banning books. And one of the moms was a Army vet. And she's like, I just got back from serving. And I didn't fucking go over there to come back here and see my kids have books removed from their fucking hands.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding? So that's a way community can get together and push back against Moms for Liberty in Florida.
We got to do it.
If Miami-Dade or wherever, it seems to be happening in Hillsborough County a lot. If over in Tampa,
and Broward.
go over there.
Yeah,
if there's
Hillsborough
somebody
County
challenge it, have a group that gets together and reads the book. Have it be moms and teachers, and they read the book and they discuss it, and they come to the conclusion, and the school board accepts whatever their thing is.
Yeah.
Make a committee for banned books.
Well, they do, but it's just...
No, we can't have the freaks on it.
Yeah.
You gotta have a balance of normies and freaks.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hold on.
Oh my
I gotta write
God.
normies and freaks. That is good title. Okay. Let me get into this real quick.
Oh, I know what we're getting into.
Let me say something real quick. I love it when... First of all, we need to make it clear. I've been the only person on the planet asking where is the $1 million from Florida Democratic Party. I'm the only person out loud, and maybe nobody listens to this, and that's fine. That's fine. Don't listen. I'm just having fun with Tina. She made me a fucking blanket, okay? I'm the only person asking, where's the fucking $1 million?
Where's the money?
Where's the money, Freed? Right? Ooh. Where is it? You sat at that fucking thing, what was that, last July or June at Florida Blue, we're investing $1 million into voter registration. I immediately went out and was like, how is this going to happen? And I heard from several people. I went outside and talked to people who I don't know, who I know are involved in clubs and caucuses, or at least the Miami-Dade caucus. And I was informed of the whole process. We talked about this months ago on here. This whole process, the umbrella of the county chair, right? And the people underneath it, all these clubs and caucuses got to come up with plans how they're going to do voter registration in this very important year. It's March 2020. Now it's March 2024. It's approaching quickly, right? And we're going to get our plans together. You give your plan to your county chair. They put all those plans together. They give it to the state and say, okay, collectively, we need $100,000 in Broward County for voter registration. Here's the plan. The state looks it over, which is what should have been happening over the summer. They look over the plan and they go, great. Or they say, you know what, maybe we can give you 90. Right. Okay, great, we'll take 90. Right. And then that chair takes the money and disperses it to these clubs and caucuses so we can all do vote. Yeah. And the Hispanic caucus is going to do it over here. The LGBT, Dolphin Dems are going to do it over here, right? We all fucking, right? Beautiful. Love it. Never happened. Never happened. Instead, they rented a fucking bus. Nikki Fried and her cohorts rented a bus and went across, did a take back Florida tour, some bullshit. And what did I say then? Oh, I'm so excited about this tour, but please don't tell me that you're going to be going to all the caucuses in the county. That's exactly what they did. To go to this, you had to go onto your county site and look at the thing and register. And it was a secret place. You couldn't know the address until you registered. No outreach to groups that are not part of the Democratic Party. So when you looked at the pictures from these different events, it was the old blue hairs who are the only ones involved in the county, right. And county to county. It was every blue hair you could imagine. It was disturbing that they thought that was an appropriate, let's take back voter reg, right?
Yeah.
Never once.
Go to the colleges. I just don't get it.
There's no $1 million, okay? There's no $1 million. Nobody's asking about that. Nobody's saying, where the fuck is it? How do you say this is what we're going to do? Okay, well, and then a couple months, I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago, I said, I'm never talking about the Florida Democratic Party again. I'm not doing it. Nobody listens. Nobody cares. Fuck them. Fuck them, right? Nobody else is going to ask. Why am I asking? That was the question. Woo, girl. So this week, or I guess it was last week, whatever.
Last week.
Florida Democratic Party Chair Nikki Fried suspends three county chairs from their position.
In March.
In March of an election year. Now, some could argue, if it's fucking messy, we got to clean it up before August. We better clean it up before November.
August. We better clean it up now. We have an election in November, man.
Right. We got to clean it up now before we move in, and whoever's the vice chair, like get the vice chair in there, right? Like that's what we need to do. Okay. So she suspends these 3 chairs, and it's
Palm Beach chair.
Okay, dude. God, please tell me I still have that stupid thing. I don't.
It's Palm Beach. It was Miami, right?
Okay. It was Miami-Dade County. Yeah. It was Palm Beach County and Franklin County, which apparently is North Florida.
Yeah.
But first of all, you skipped one. You skipped Palm Beach. You skipped over one to get to Miami-Dade. I don't know who's bamboozled you to think that person doesn't need to be removed. Because whatever they're telling you they're doing, and I'll say something else, whatever they're telling you they're doing, that person isn't doing it. Because they got a lot of people working at the Broward Democratic Party. A lot of people. That Allen, whatever his last name is, always doing voter registration. So whatever work they're doing, it's people underneath them that are doing it. It's not who you think it is. And I also suspect, and I'll say it right now, the reason that person was skipped is because they have a lot of friends that are sitting next to Nikki Fried. And you want to look busy, but you ain't busy. And by the way, Nikki, check out the numbers from 2 years ago election and then 20, whatever. We have lost tons of Democrats voting in Broward County.
Oh my God.
Under this person's watch.
It's like 2,600.
I don't know.
2,600, I think, was the latest number. 2,600 Democrats in Broward.
Yeah.
Gone.
I don't know
2,600. What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing.
Why are we calling them?
I don't know what they told you, but girl, you skipped a county. So, okay. Then yesterday, March 8th, in the Sun Sentinel, there's an op-ed from Maria Elena Lopez, who was the vice chair of the Miami-Dade Dems now the chair, because they removed the guy who was the chair. And she goes off, girl. She starts listing all the things they are so upset that she removed this chair.
Oh.
That he was doing all this work. I don't know if half the things that she claims that they're doing in Miami-Dade County is being done. I don't know why this guy was removed either. I don't know why. But at the end of her letter, she says, at this crucial time for our nation and our democratic values, I call on the Florida Democratic Party to share the Miami-Dade DEC's singular focus on electing Democrats with robust funding and concrete plans. For example, we are still waiting to learn about the $1 million plan announced at Florida Democratic Party last year to fund voter registration. Girl, Maria Elena Lopez, I see you. I see you. And I thank you. Because I shared this and I was like, finally, someone else is asking the question. Because here's the thing. They all know they're supposed to be getting this money. They all know there was $1 million announced. But we are all so polite that we don't bring it up. We don't want to rock the boat. Girl, just go write a letter to the Sun Sentinel and fucking put it.
Election year. It's time to rock the boat. We don't have time to waste.
There's also something to be said. I think Nikki Fried is doing a better job than her predecessor, Manny Diaz, who did jack shit. Yeah. I think she's actually doing things. And
she is.
If this helps those caucuses, great. But the one in Palm Beach was messy as fuck.
Yeah.
But that woman, she won her chair position. She was elected by one vote. It was 159 versus 160. That 159, those people who did not vote for her are angry. They don't like her. And so they don't allow her to actually do her job. And they're constantly the infighting. They won't let it go that she won.
This is the kind of shit that I can't stand. Yeah. We have an election.
Yeah.
Stop, put it aside.
Yeah.
And move on.
So it's been difficult.
Oh my God, this is bullshit.
Whether what she's done or what she's like, I'm sure we can get into the weeds about what she's done, what she hasn't done. But there was a lot going on there where this woman wasn't able to because of the people that are around her who are not helping her. And the vice chair, who's now the chair in Palm Beach, was one of those people giving her a hard time. Like, not on her side. So
that's convenient.
I just think, like, if this helps us, great. It seems like maybe this should have been done a little bit earlier. I don't know. I also question why some people are removed and other people aren't. And now you've got, from what I can read, an entire Miami-Dade DEC who's not happy with what you just did to them. Not happy. And the mere fact, like what she's saying, to blame them when you are overseeing the state. Miami-Dade's red, but they didn't, that's not because of Miami-Dade DEC.
Yeah.
Where's the funding for Spanish-speaking ads and Spanish-speaking flyers?
From Gillum.
Where's the outreach to that community that's on the state's watch? You're expecting these counties to pull through and you don't give them any support. So I don't, like, it's like you're a teacher and you're like, well, the kid's failing because he can't read. But wait a minute, he's in first grade or kindergarten. Right. That was your job to teach him how to read. And you're like, well, it's not my fault. Well, it's not, something's not cool. Something's not working. But anyway, to see that in print, I felt like I finally got my due.
You're like, vindication.
Absolutely. I was very happy about that.
Today, I'm going to tell you the story of the fight for women to wear pants.
Oh!
I mean, it's Women's History Month. So.
I love this!
Oh, right. So throughout history, gender norms dictated what women could or couldn't wear. But pants are now the norm thanks to women who challenged conventions.
Call Catherine Hepburn?
Yes. All right, so our story takes place over decades, and I'm telling the story of a few women who fought for our right, for women's rights, to wear pants. So at the time that the one major incident that I'm talking about took place, it was in 1938, and women could wear pants. And they were starting to become more and more accepted in certain parts of the United States with stars like Katharine Hepburn, right, who rocked her trousers. But in other areas of the U.S. and in certain places like professional or formal settings or, like church, things like that, it was expected for women to dress appropriately. So years prior to this, however, women had begun fighting for the right to wear pants. And according to a Medium article in 1852, a 17-year-old named Emma Snodgrass was arrested for wearing pants.
Whoa!
She was referred to in newspapers as quote, the wanderer in men's apparel.
Girl, y'all, come on now. Come on.
But this chick, she's pretty interesting. And like most teens, she was rebellious. And what I found interesting is that she was working in a Boston clothing company under the alias George Green and was wearing pants. And then she's arrested several times. And they end up sending her back to New York because she's originally from New York, but she was in Boston. And they speculate that her dad, who held a high position in the New York police department, was the reason that she never went to jail for all of these arrests.
This dad is so fucking cool.
So,
man.
And
give it up for the cool dads.
I know. But the thing is, we know this isn't about wearing pants, right? Everything is about controlling women.
Yeah.
And it's about criminalizing also gender nonconformity, because if anyone was, wearing things that they felt were not part of someone's gender, they could arrest them for it.
Right.
It's crazy to me.
Right.
So
it just also how shocked they would be to see a woman in pants is probably insane.
Right. They don't want to equate women with men. Right. Because
it fucks with them. They don't know anything different. It's like us watching
in power, right? Yeah. It takes away maybe their sense of having control over this woman, right? So many states had, according to an NBC News article, what was called the 3-article rule, which basically meant that a person could be arrested for cross-dressing if they weren't wearing 3 pieces of clothing that matched up with their assigned sex at birth. Yeah. I mean, sounds like things that they want to do today.
Yeah. And also, I believe this is part of it's Stonewall, right?
Yeah.
This happened at Stonewall when they went in and they did the same thing. They would do this in New York City with people walking down the street in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in West Virginia in 1923, officials were arresting women for wearing pants as well. And one example there is a 14-year-old from Roane County, West Virginia. She was wearing pants, and they accused her of dressing in clothing that, quote, impersonates male attire.
Oh, my God.
Still, she and her friends decided to openly wear pants and continue to challenge the law. And in the following election, voters decided that women could wear pants.
Oh, nice.
And then finally, later that year, in May of 1923, the U.S. Attorney General officially ruled that women could wear pants in public. So there's more and more of, this push to allow this to happen. So major incident. So one major incident that stands out is that of Helen Hulick. And this is in 1938. So like I said earlier, you have your Katharine Hepburns, you have like celebrity women that are shown wearing pants. It's illegal to wear in public, but again, there are certain places where it wasn't acceptable for women to wear pants.
Right.
So Hulick was a teacher of deaf children, and she was called to court to serve as a witness to testify against 2 burglars. And when she showed up to court, she was wearing pants.
Oh, boy.
The judge...
That's the real crime.
Yeah. Judge Arthur S. Curran flips out. And instead of focusing on the criminals who burglared her home, right, she's testifying about people who tried to rob her.
What were you wearing, though?
Yeah. He decided to threaten her with contempt of court. So the first day, on November 9th, when she arrived, the judge actually postponed the hearing because of Hulick's pants and told her to come back in a dress. He felt like she was taking away from the legal issues at hand. So it's always...
She's doing that?
Yeah, it's the woman's fault. It's not the men who are staring at her.
You're the one who can't figure out what the fuck to do with yourself. You're a judge and you're confused because the woman's wearing pants. But she's the problem?
She's the problem.
Okay.
Her response,
quote, bitch, get it.
You tell the judge I will stand on my rights. If he orders me to change into a dress, I won't do it. I like slacks. They're comfortable.
Yeah. I was thinking that. I was thinking how freeing it must have been to just been like, put on pants and walk out the fucking door at that time. Like, it must have been incredible.
She was teaching young kids at the time. So when you're like bending down, sitting down, like in a dress. Oh my God. Whatever. And who cares? She likes pants.
Yeah.
That's the end.
It's so funny. When we were little, when we go to church, we have to dress this. We have to dress for church or whatever. Yeah. The last time I went to church, which was probably Christmas time, I saw somebody wearing a fucking football jersey, and I was like, "Is this where we're at?" One time I went years ago, and someone was wearing a Trump shirt, and I was like, "This is how far we've fallen."
This is how. Yeah.
Wear your Sunday best is fucking football jersey.
That's out the window. Oh all right, so the day of the rescheduled hearing, November 15th, she showed up in pants. The judge had this to say.
Yes.
The last time you were in this court dressed as you are now, reclining on your neck on the back of your chair, you drew more attention from spectators, prisoners, and court attaches than the legal business at hand. You were requested to return in garb acceptable to courtroom procedure. Today, you come back dressed in pants and openly defying the court and its duties to conduct judicial proceedings in an orderly manner. It's time a decision was reached on this matter and on the power the court has to maintain what it considers orderly conduct. The court hereby orders and directs you to return tomorrow in accepted dress. If you insist on wearing slacks again, you will be prevented from testifying because that would hinder the administration of justice. But be prepared to be punished according to the law for contempt of court. So her response, listen.
Oh no! Listen.
I've worn slacks since I was 15. I don't own a dress except a formal. If he wants me to appear in a formal gown, that's okay with me.
Oh yeah.
I'll come back in slacks, and if he puts me in jail, I hope it will help to free women forever of anti-slackism.
Oh my god, dude, I would have dressed up in that formal dress. I would have had like this over-the-top fucking like Queen Elizabeth goddamn dress, can't fit through the front door.
Oh my god. So the next day, she comes in with pants on.
Oh my god! She's been comfortable in that jail cell.
So the
shit.
charges.
Oh my god!
Hulick was held in contempt of court in order to change out of her pants that day into a denim dress, which was the standard prison uniform for women at the time, and she was sentenced to 5 nights in jail. So her attorney, you know, thankfully, like, gets her out that day.
Oh
right?
my god.
So the aftermath, people wrote hundreds of letters in protest to the ruling, and a few days later, it was ruled that she and any woman would be permitted to wear pants in courtrooms.
You know what?
I just thought it was
so
funny.
fucking good. It's so good.
But
you need someone to say, no, I'm not doing this. Is dumb.
This is
you're behaving stupid.
Yeah.
You're old fashioned and not.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of the story, which connects to what you said, she shows up to the final issuing of the case where the burglars are charged and sentenced in that formal dress, the only formal dress that she owns. And it was the evening wear at the time. Because remember, she didn't have anything else to wear. And she gets all the attention again, right?
Yeah.
And she jokes.
Is that what you wanted?
Yeah. And she jokes around with the press saying that she, quote, had a date every night since she started dressing like the rest of the girls.
This bitch is funny.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Oh my god.
So,
I'd have like a parasol and like curl my hair. Like, I'd be all femme. All femme. That's what you want. That's what you want us to be. Baby dolls.
And then I don't have a lot of points of interest, but one is that like this was like really such a minor thing in this woman's life. Like she ended up being a pioneer in her field with helping deaf kids.
Wow.
She was awarded an honorary PhD for her work on auditory verbal therapy. Like she was an incredible woman. And like this is a little blip, you know, in what happened. But I was like, you know, I love that she just stood up for her convictions and how stupid that law was. Oh. And then the other thing I found interesting when I was kind of researching this is they talked about in one of the articles that I read that there was a vase, you know, this artifact found, and it depicted Amazon women on it, you know, in shields and in battle and wearing pants. Yeah. So pants being restricted. This is like that Puritan, you know what I mean? It's tied to all this Puritan stuff and religion and other things, but it wasn't always that way. You know, when people want to say, oh, we got to go back to when women were wearing dresses, well, they didn't all wear dresses. You know, in your crazy religious world, maybe they did, but I just thought it was a fun story.
I love it.
To think about for Women's History Month that, you know, people talk about, oh, let's go back. Like, women couldn't even wear pants. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But it's like something that seems so simple, but at one point somebody had to fight for it. Yeah. You know, the same thing with like you were saying earlier in the podcast about having a bank loan, having a credit card, being able to do the things that somebody had to fight for women to be able to have those sorts of independent, free things, freedoms that men have been able to enjoy since the dawn of time.
Why did they get to enjoy everything? And then you have this dumbass Katie Britt who is falling in with this. Like, what? It's like
I have to tell you, I'm more offended by her than I am by Trump.
Me too.
I'm more disappointed.
She's 42 years old.
No, she's...
You are young enough.
Yeah, you're our age,
lived in the world and realize that this is wrong. But this is that... They want to talk about people indoctrinating other people. Like, your religion has twisted up your mind. It's time to just get rid of it all.
But there's also a reward to it. There's a reward that's these women that are in the public, like a Duggar or... That woman, who's the other one? There's a reward. You get power.
Right.
That's her reward. She's young. She's an
power
Alabama
U.S.
power. Senator, Alabama. Like,
you're a pawn.
Yeah.
You're a pawn for people.
And I want to let's also acknowledge that they chose you for a reason. Not because you're bright, not because you're powerful, not because you're intelligent. You know, they chose you because you fit an image they're trying to convey that they belongs to them, right? Yeah. This and I said it on Twitter and I'll say it here. White women acting is the devil's work. It's the devil's work. That what she did that night, that if that is taken and accepted as reality, which thank God it's not, it would take us back 100 years. Like what she's doing is the devil's work. This is what white women used to do during Jim Crow. If they were walking down a street and a black man was on the other side and God forbid looked over at her, she would go, "Oh my God, he attacked me.
Right.
He raped me."
Right.
And the next thing you know, this guy's getting strung up by a tree. White women are do the devil's work when they're lying and pretending and acting. Well, To Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah. That happened in that book. That was an example of what was happening in the South at that time. It's not right.
No.
And that is what she's doing. She's trying to deliver a message when behind her, who's writing that message and who it really benefits are men. She's their pawn, like Tina's saying. She's their actor. She doesn't really believe that. She doesn't even really talk like that. She doesn't even really talk like that.
Oh my God.
That's sort of like
this affected, evangelical tone. It's weird.
Yeah.
You sound weird.
And to everyone, like I think there's, like I said, there's probably maybe 5%, I think a lot less of the country that actually identifies. Yeah. But people who have escaped evangelical, like fundamentalism, they recognize that. Those are the videos that I kept saying is, oh, you guys don't recognize this voice? Hold on a second. And then played clip after clip after clip of women like the Duggar mom or my baby boy Mike Johnson's wife. You know, that's who they are. That's who
That's my favorite.
That's who they are. By the way, what a piece of shit.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit.
I can't even look at him.
You know, he's also one of the ones after January 6th who helped, change that message of like what was really happening that day. And we've got video of these guys running. We've got videos of
someone who's so full of faith.
Yeah.
You really know how to lie.
Yeah.
Nice.
For who? Look at who you're lying for.
I mean, this hypocrisy.
Look at who they're lying for.
How do you live with yourself? You think God's talking to you. Ugh.
Oh my God.
All right.
That was my favorite thing from last week with Tina. Tina goes, of all the people, he's talking to this peon. I was like, oh my God. It's real. Yeah. It's real. It's a real thing. And Tina also said, you can talk to God, but when God starts talking back, that's the problem.
It's weird. Why in the world is God talking to you? Yeah. So stupid.
I did want to say that, okay, I don't know. Did you see the Curb Enthusiasm from Sunday night? Because Richard Lewis was on it and he was at the AA meetings.
Yes.
That, I was laughing so fucking hard. It felt like old Curb again.
Yeah.
And
that
I know
episode was so funny.
It's kind of hard to watch him because he doesn't look well in the show. But he, talking about killing at the AA meetings, got a whole new set. I was fucking dying. I was dying laughing.
So good.
I'm rewatching these old episodes with my daughter. Every time Richard Lewis comes on, I'm like, oh, it makes me so sad.
I saw a clip, not a clip. I read a quote from Larry David about the passing of Richard Lewis. Mm-hmm. And he basically was like, we were born the same year in the same hospital.
3 days apart.
3 days apart. And he ended it with something like, but he made me sob the other day.
Today he made me cry, and I'll never forgive him for that.
Oh my God.
I know. It's incredible. What a friendship.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, we're all going to die, Tina.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday!
Look at this little baby.
Oh, he's so cute. Or she's so cute.
Yeah.
Or it's so cute. Or they're so cute.
There. Let's do they.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I love you, RuPaul.
Oh. Yay.
Thank you, Tina, for everything.
Okay.
I love you so much.
And we're going to have fun today.
We're going to the Renaissance Festival.
I'm so excited. I have not been in years.
I haven't either. And Justin's like, it's like pirate themed or something weekend. And Justin's
weekend.
asking about pirate outfits. I'm like, I said to Tina, are you dressing up? Because
no.
I don't know if I'm going to be up to doing that.
No.
Like I told somebody this week, I like going to medieval times. I don't want to move into medieval times. Like I'm not trying to live there.
I haven't. The last time I went was my husband and I went, like, it was before we were married, you know. It came one year and we went, and he was like, I'm never going again.
Yeah, I can't. This is like early relationship stuff. You can drag them to these things. And then when you ask them again, they're like, I really did not have a good time the first time we went, so like, no.
I'm excited to go. I'm excited my son is coming.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun day.
Well, we're going to get these kids to be friends.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I think so.
They got to talk.
Yeah, well.
I know.
Oh, and my son got, he would kill me for even mentioning it, but he got his braces off.
Aww.
And it was just.
He's very handsome.
It reminded me of when I had my braces off.
You're just like rubbing your tongue,
you know, and you know, he just. I was like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "It just feels weird." I said, "It's gonna pass. You'll be."
Does he have to wear like a retainer or anything?
He's got to get the retainer next week.
I made an appointment for my kids to go to the orthodontist.
I wish I wore my retainer. I wore my retainer
Me
like
too,
the first.
Because mine are all crooked now on the bottom. I know.
Yeah.
Listen, I was.
My dentist was like, "You could do the Invisalign." I'm like, "I gotta go through this again."
When my mother gives me shit about, you know, not because I didn't want to wear it, and now when I look at my teeth, I'm like, if my kids did that to me, I'd fucking kill them.
Yeah,
I'd kill them, and I understand why she's so frustrated with me.
But you know, it was so gross because you had to take it out to eat, you had to put it back.
Yeah.
But now I think they're a little different. Yeah, I don't think they're the clunky thing that we had. I had that clunky, nasty.
Yeah.
Ugh. I hated my retainer. And then you had to clean your retainer. I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated every bit of it.
Girl. Not
but
fun.
I wore it for whatever. I think back then it was like I could wear it for 2 years or whatever it was. And then I was just like, and he was like, you know, if you wear it forever. And I was like, I'm not doing this forever.
No.
And now I'm like, God damn it.
I know.
I should have at least done it at night or something.
It's a scam, I think.
Yeah.
You got to wear this forever or your teeth are going to move.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to move.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What else are we supposed to do?
I know.
All right, talk about this. Let's get out of here.
Know.
All right.
Bye.
Hey, bye.